Hey everybody, Garcia here. Today I'm taking a look at an expansion to Claim, a two-player trick-taking game. This is called Claim Reinforcements Maps. In this expansion, you are going to get a few new factions that you can choose to add to the game, the core game, to remove some of those, add these in. You're getting unicorns and phoenix birds, things like that. You're also going to get the titled maps here is location cards. You can choose to add those to the game at setup, and they're going to change the game overall in some way, changing some core rule for the entirety of that play session. I'm not going to show you here how to play Claim. You can combine this with Claim or Claim 2, in fact, the sequel to this. But I am going to show you everything that comes in the box, give you my thoughts on it. I'm just shooting the table here. We'll not come back up for final thoughts after that. We'll do this quick and easy. And I'm also shooting reviews here for the other two expansions for this. So check these out if you want to hear about all the content available for the game. That's it. Reinforcements, maps. Let's check this out. Here we're taking a look at all the components you're going to get in the Reinforcements Maps expansion to Claim or Claim 2. You've got 3 new character decks you can choose to play with. And then you've got these locations down here. You've got location buildings and location setting cards. I'll come back to those in just one second. Let's talk about these up here. So we've got here at the top the Phoenix cards, Phoenixes, I guess they call them. You're going to shuffle these in, and then during phase 2, whenever you would lose one of these Phoenix bird cards, whenever you would lose with one, you're going to draw a Phoenix bird from this deck, and on which they're on fire, and add that to your hand. So again, if I'm playing here, you play that, I play this, I lose one, you're going to bank these 2 cards. This is phase 2 of the game. Then I'm going to draw one of these and add it to my hand. That's a really garbagey one, but as you can tell, it's going to have the same artwork. Let me find 2 matching ones. It's going to have the same artwork as the regular deck of cards, but the bird is on fire. And once you lose one of these, you don't draw another one. It just happens from the normal ones to the fired up ones. Pretty cool. I like this idea a lot. I think it works really well. It's fun. It's engaging. It gives you a little something for losing, and I like it quite a bit. Certainly the best deck, or the best group of characters from this expansion. Next up, I'm going to switch these 2 because I really hate this. This over here is the basilisks. The way they work is when you play one of these, after a card of the exact same value, you instantly take the first card, you eat them up, and then, because you're now the only card left, you win the trick. This almost never happens. I do not like this deck. You have to have the other players play a card. You have to be short-suited for that suit, meaning you have to have no cards of that suit. And you have to have the matching number in your hand. When you do that, then you eat this one up and you win the trick. It just doesn't come into play very often, so it's a suit that largely doesn't do anything. I rarely will mix this in. And then lastly, we've got the unicorns here that I will never mix in. The way these work is, for every one of these you win during phase 2, you're going to set them aside, and every card of another suit you play for the rest of the game is +1 to its strength for every one of these you've taken. This suit of cards is ridiculously overpowered. Whoever wins most of these wins the game, likely. They're just way too powerful. You play, you lead the beginning of the second phase, you play out this 8. I follow with this 1, which is my weakest. That's +2 to every card you play from here on out. Now you're going to play this 4. That's now a 6. Oh, I have to follow suit again. I'm going to play this 5. You're beating me. That's +4 to every card you play. That isn't one of these guys. So my example is actually wrong. This wouldn't have gotten the +2. But, you could have done it to anything else. You could have played this guy. He's now a 9. And so on. It's just really, really powerful. I don't like that it is so strong. It messes with the balance of the game for me. The whole game becomes about them when you shuffle them in, these unicorns. So I just don't like it. I think it's really, really overpowered. It wrecks the balance and the fun of the game for me. Lastly, we've got, like I said, these locations down here. Same issue with these as I have with the rest of the expansions to the game. They have no text on them. That means you have to look up what they do. And there's a couple of different ways you can play with these. You can shuffle up the buildings. You can reveal one, and it'll change the entire game. You can shuffle up just these and reveal one of these settings, and it'll change the entire game. Or you can do both. And then you look up what they do over here. So I'll show you just a couple here randomly, whatever came up. So we've got here, this building is called the Ruins. And the Ruins say, at the end of the game, all odd-numbered faction cards that were collected are discarded. Then the game is scored as normal. Terrible. And then this one, the Farmlands is the setting. The Farmland says, during the game, 2s are considered the highest value of each faction. Pointless. These don't really do anything. They change some rule, which, starting from the beginning of the game, doesn't really matter. The 2s are the most powerful card. Fine. Then it doesn't mean anything. Just consider the 2s 11s, right? That's it. It doesn't matter. It doesn't mean, that's not an actual change to the game when the cards are dealt randomly at the beginning of the game. And, there's some that say, oh, the lower cards beat the higher cards. Again, that doesn't matter. You just have, suddenly, if you're dealt a bunch of low cards at the beginning of the game, your hand is better than in the normal game. But it's unimportant. That could have been the original rule and nothing would be different. So a lot of these change things in the game completely just for the sake of changing something. Some of them are okay, but largely they are a change that doesn't actually matter or mean anything. So there you go. From this set then, I like the Phoenix cards, and I think these are okay, maybe if I really want to spice something up, if I've played just so much that I must have something new. But largely, this is what I like. The rest, I don't really enjoy that much. Therefore, this is my least favorite of the expansions. I have done reviews for the other sets here as well, for the Reinforcements Mercenaries and the Reinforcements Magic. Make sure you check those out. But of the three, if you really don't want to watch these two, this is the last one I would get, because in my opinion, it is the weakest sort of set of new content for the game. This is going to get a 5 out of 10 from me. Get it if you're a completionist, or if you really like the ideas in here. Otherwise, I would say you can leave this for last, or leave it entirely. So there you go, everybody. That is Claim Reinforcements Maps. I'm Z Garcia. I'll see you on the next one.